Welcome to part 2 of the Norfolk Coast Trail. In today's video, we're going to show you the segment from Corton to Cromer.
So right now we're in Corton, which turns out is in the Suffolk County area. We were going to start in Corton, but there wasn't a place to stay the night there, so we went a little further south, and we'll add a few extra miles to the Coast Trail.
On our first leg of the east half, we're heading up to Great Yarmouth.
Public footpath on with lost erosion. Should we try it?
Well, if you've seen part 1, you can probably guess that, yes, we're gonna try it. Another old pillbox, and as usual, nothing of interest inside. Well, we found out where the trail ended, but happily we were pretty easily able to find a way around.
So we made it to Hopton-on-the-Sea. We are now in Norfolk County and on the Norfolk Coast Path. Start of the path. And I'll go like 89 miles around the coast.
Entering the outskirts of Great Yarmouth, we're really only a little more than about halfway there. Great Yarmouth is a big town, and we're going to go all the way through it, up to the dunes that lead up to the edge of Caister-on-Sea. We passed Greyfriars Cloisters, a 13th century ruin that is unfortunately closed to visitors when we came through.
These are nice arches.
Great Yarmouth boomed in the 19th and early 20th century, both as a resort and as a fishing town. The fishing industry is gone, but the kitschy coastal fun is alive and well.
We are approaching the waterways, which is exactly like Venice.
The Venetian waterways were built in the 1920s as part of a broader effort to boost the economy in Great Britain after World War I. Past the waterways are the North Dean Dunes, a sprawling coastal reserve that leads right up to the edge of Caister-on-Sea, where our next leg begins.
We are in Caister-on-Sea. We are heading up to Sea Palling for today's leg.
Back in California. Looks smaller than I remember.
Who knew there was a town called California in Norfolk? Well, now you do too.
New thatch going in over here.
In Winterton-on-Sea, we stopped for lunch at the Fisherman's Return, where we had what else? Fish.
That's good.
Trail goes by Horsey Gap, but it's on the other side of the dunes. So I'm gonna pop over here and see if there's any seals. Goodness. So no seals. I didn't get any footage, but there is a whole bunch of nudists over there. So no seals today, but if you come back during breeding season, there are a ton of seals out here little colony. You see baby seals. It's great. We have visited that. We have a video of that also. I'll put a link to it down below.
It's a rare hot day on the coast, and this ice cream truck hit the spot.
That's good.
We were hoping to see them all day, and finally, there they were, a whole bunch of seals. Shortly after that crowd of seals, this crowd of people let us know that we were approaching Sea Palling, and the end of today's leg.
Today is Juneteenth, the day that all Americans became free. And importantly for us, it's also a Wednesday. We're doing the section of the trail from Sea Palling up to Munsley, and we're doing it on a Wednesday because the bus that goes back to the car only runs on weekdays. Worked out.
So we saw some of these little white birds there. We ran into a volunteer walking along the beach from the RSPB, and he was telling us about these. They're little terns, which is one of the rarest seabirds that nest in the UK. They migrate from Africa, and they're here from May to August. And so they're out and about.
These are the remains of radar sites built in the 1930s.
Stairs over here that go down somewhere. All right, we're in the Kingfisher Cafe in Walcott, where I've just been served what has to be the world's largest hamburger. We'll see how this is. I don't even know how I'm gonna take a bite of this thing. Good Lord. This is chaos. It's good. I don't think I even cut any beef. Behind me is a town that's famous for its non-phonetic spelling. I'll put the name of the town on the screen here. It's pronounced Haysborough.
Our day ends at the Ship Inn, a delightful pub with a fantastic sea view.
Well, that was our walk from Sea Palling to Munsley. Beautiful weather, but windy. Collected about 8 pounds of rocks on the way. Cheers.
How is it?
That's good.
All right, good morning. This is a big day. This is the last leg of the Norfolk Coast Trail. We are in Munsley right now, in front of the Ship Inn, and we're gonna head to Cromer. And it's an exceptionally big day because Alyssa is in town joining us.
From time to time, Melissa would entertain us with some intellectual humor.
What did it as a kid. It was fun.
I don't know if that's possible.
In 1943, the home guard from 3 villages were ordered to amalgamate. They were to man the coastal battery at the rear of the Grand Hotel.
One big one.
Looking out. Feel that ocean breeze.
Jamie is something of a postbox aficionado.
This is where it's So George, 1910 to 1936 is his reign.
Hey, look, it's the ocean.
Right, everybody in California can. The weather?
What? Why'd you move here?
Do we get that a lot?
Or you get to lean back and they're like,
When we first moved to England 3 years ago, we'd seen a Banksy painting on a seawall out here by Cromer, and we'd hoped to see it again on this trip. Here it is today, buried by rocks, with the obvious remnants of a protective sheet long gone.
When we walked to Cromer from Hunstanton, well, we started in Hunstanton and walked to Cromer. We had our last cheeky pint at this pub.
this pub, you say?
This is the one. And now that we've walked from Hopton to here, final end.
Here, at the red light.
84 miles.
Wow.
Done.
Ugh.